Hello, my fellow coders. Welcome back to ThinkInCode. And as you can see, today we are doing something different. Usually I am in my ID, but today we are doing some slides because I thought, why not go old school today? Let's get started. And today's topic is for loop and range. In the last video, for a quick recap, we learned about while loop, a break statement, continuous statement, and how to add conditions in while loop. And today we are going to start for loop and range. So let's get started. So the problem with not using a loop is we have to repeat ourselves multiple of times to do the same thing. While as when we use a loop, we don't need to repeat ourselves like that, as you can see right here. So for I in range 1 to 6, so this will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we have to move it from 5 to 50 or 50 to 5,000 numbers, printing 5,000 numbers, it will not matter. But here we have to add 5,000 lines of code. So that us, like I said in the previous video, being lazy bumps that we are not going to write 5,000 lines. So that's why we are using loop. Anatomy of for loop would be for variable in sequence. As you can see, it's very simple, but what you need to remember is for and in should always be there, as it indicates to Python that, okay, this is a loop. Now, variables are something you give it to store a variable while your loop runs through the program. And sequence is something you need to loop through, like what do you want to loop? And usually there are many things we can loop through: range, string, lists, dictionaries, and a lot of other things. But today we are primarily focusing on range and strings. So, and the semicolon, this is very important to indicate that the code you need to loop through will start after this indentation or this column. And after you enter it, remember to always indent your code. I have been telling you this since conditional statement video, but always remember to indent your code. That's how Python knows that, okay, the code we need to loop through is inside this block. So it usually tells us it's a code block when you indent stuff. So now there are 3 ways to use range. It has 3 parameters it can take, but it can run with 1, 2 or 3. I'm going to tell you how to use each parameter. So with one parameter, that would be loop with just stop. So for I in range of 10, that would be print I. So what this signifies is the loop will start at 0 by default. When you are just using one parameter, Python will think the loop starts at 0 by default and will stop at 10. Since we will be always 1 off by whatever range we give it. So 10 equals 9. If you give it 5, then it equals to 4. The loop will run till 4. So let's print this. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it ran till 9 because range 10, it will always be 1 off. Now print loop with start and stop. So for this one, for I in range of 3 to 10, print I. So in this one, what we did was give it a start. In the first example, we start at 0 by default, but this one, loop will start at 3 and will stop at 9, since 10 always 1 off. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As you can see, now we have one last, and my favorite one, print loop with start, stop, and step. Now for I in range of 3 or 1, actually we'll start at 0, 10, and we'll step 2 and print I. So 0 starts, loop starts at 0. It stops at 9, and finally it will always skip one element and show me the next one. It will skip one element and show me the next one. So if we print it here, right, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So if we print a normal one, it would be something like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what we got was 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So what we did is 0, we skipped 1 and then printed the second element because we said step 2. And then 3 skipped, 4 printed, 5 skipped, 6 printed, 7 skipped, 8 printed, 9 skipped, and we don't have a 10. So that's why it was only till 8. Now we don't need it to be particularly 2. It can be 3, right? And it will still work. See, 0, 3, 6, 9. 0, and then we skip 2 and gave it the third element. Then we skip 2, then gave it the third, and then we skip 2 and then gave it the That's how we use range and start, stop, and everything like that, right? Now, let's do our practice in multiplication table. So print multiplication of, let's do 5. So print, no, let's give it an for I in range of 1 comma 6 because I want it till 5, right? So I'm gonna do print f string and then this. If we print it here, as you can see, 1 into 5, 5, 2 into 5, 10. And that's how we got till 5, the multiplication of 5. So here we did it for 3 and you can see. You can do this by yourself and match the code with what I have written or what's written here. So next we are looping through a string. A for loop works on anything Python can iterate over, including text. And as you can see here, word Python for letter in word, print letter. When you are iterating through a string, what happens? It takes one letter and then stores it and loops through it like that. As you can see in the output, P is taken in the first one, Y is taken in the second iteration, T is taken in the third iteration, H is taken in the fourth, O is taken in the fifth, and N is taken in the last, right? As you can see, letter equals to 1 character per cycle. The loop variable letter holds 1 character at a time, same logic as number. If we look at it from this perspective, let's say message equals to hi, how are you? Now for character in message, and we are going to do count as well. We are going to count all the numbers and the placement of all the numbers in the message. So let's say count plus equals to 1, print. We are going to do a f string count, and instead of dot, what we are going to do is this. And I want to do one last thing, print f. So at the end, I printed total number of letters in that message, right? The count. As you can see, we have 16 characters in this message, and each character has been shown. This is the first character, this is the second character, third character, fourth character. Space is also counted as a character. We need to remember that. You might get confused a lot by that, but yes, space is also counted as a character in Python or programming language. It also takes up memory in the system. So 5H, and that's how it goes until 16. We have all the characters. So that's how it works. Next, the common mistakes you need to watch out for. So first is missing column. I don't think people are stupid enough to fall for this, but just remember the syntax for I in range, and then we need to put this column, right? Don't forget this to tell Python that this is a header for the code block we are writing. Now, no indentation. I have been telling this from the conditional statement. Please follow the indentation because that's the most important thing in Python. You need to follow indentation. Python does not know which code block to run, after which if you don't give it an indentation, correct indentation, usually 4 spaces or 1 tab, off by 1 in range. Like I explained, range always prints 1 off. So as you can see, from range 1 to 5, it will only print 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you want to print till 5, you need to write 1 to 6. So it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So range always stops before the last number. And wrong variable name. You need to understand that for I is a variable, and if you want to use that I, you always have to use I inside the code block. You can't use num like it's there here. It's given here. So for I in range of 5, print I. That's the best way to use it. Use the same name you declared after for. So these are some practice questions that you can check it out. I'll put the whole notes and every questions and everything, the slides in the link, and put it in the description or in the pinned comments. So check it out and practice this, as well as look at the notes that I have given you and practice those questions. It will help you a lot. So next video, we are going to talk about nested loops. And if you like how I did it today, please comment down below. If you liked it, I'm going to continue with it. If you did not, we can go back to however we were doing previously. So that's it for today. Keep coding. Happy coding.